Today's guest is Training121's first outside investor, Tim Barry, a lifelong friend of our three co-founders. Over the last 12 months, Tim has travelled the world in pursuit of his hobby, rock climbing. This has brought him coast to coast, from Colorado all the way to the base camp of Mount Everest.
The whole thing finished before like 1 o'clock.
For those who want to travel, you'll enjoy this one.
Episode 47. We're back. We've got our first guest on. Well done, Tim.
Woo!
Well done.
Woo!
Absolutely brilliant. How's it feel?
Feels grand.
Feels good?
It's good.
Fantastic. You've got the context. We've mentioned before, haven't we, on the podcast?
Yes.
Tim is our first investor. How much was the total?
I can't remember.
What was it?
250.
250 euro. And to give context on that again, essentially how that came about, Tim got a wad of cash for his birthday for some reason. He was so confused as to why he got it. 21st, oh, that's why. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. And he was like, got a load of money, going to help the boys out. Gave us 250 quid, didn't have to. And we bought the red Nike.
I feel like the poles we used,
outfit.
we bought
What was
them.
it?
I feel like we bought more than poles as well. The
On
Net
top of
World
it as well.
Sports.
I thought
Yeah.
we'd bought the Nike tracksuits. The initial ones. With the red.
I think it was poles.
Was it poles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe there was part of it was poles as well. I think you're right though. I think we got some sort of jacket or tracksuit.
Tracksuit as well. Anyway, it went a long way at the time. So thanks, Tim. Thanks for that. Early investment. So your life's been a bit mad recently.
Mm-hmm.
Been a bit of a stir. You're only home how many days?
2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. You've been traveling around the world. Well, to a degree. Asia.
Climbing the world.
Yeah.
Climbing more so, yeah. Climbing. Before we even get into this now, listen. Tim's accent, right, sounds very American / Canadian / I don't know what. A year ago, it didn't sound like this, so just to give a good idea. And like, how often are you hanging around people from like America and Canada and so on when you're in these countries?
The whole year, pretty much. Like in Colorado, it was only American people. There was no Irish people. I met like 4 or 5 maybe throughout the whole time. And then in Asia, it was probably like always some Americans or Canadians around.
Nice.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Or are you lining?
No, go.
How did you get into rock climbing? Can we start with that? Because I've obviously known you here, like we all have, and I remember one of you said, "Oh, Tim's in wherever climbing rock or mountains and all this and rock climbing." I was like, "What? Where did this interest come from?"
Yeah. So it was, I think it was start of final year. It was like October, like a year and a half ago or more. And I think before then, I decided that I was going traveling already after college. But I didn't want to just go traveling for the sake of it. I wanted to like kind of have something to do as I was going along. So I thought that would have been like hiking or trekking or some like overlanding thing or something. And I was like trying to figure out some sort of idea, something like that I could travel with, but I wasn't like super psyched on hiking or whatever. And then I watched The Dawn Wall on Netflix, which is, have you ever watched it?
No, I haven't.
It's like, it was this like climbing film about a specific route in Yosemite. And I like stuck it on one day, and I always like seen like, I think I'd seen the film like pop up on Netflix, but I'd never watched it because I never knew what climbing was, but I'd always assumed that it was like some sort of daredevil thing where if you fall off you die, or it's like people climbing Everest, and I didn't consider anything else. And then so I like stuck on one day. I think I was just bored, and then the like first scene is them is up on like the side of El Cap, which is a big wall in Yosemite, and they were like fucking just in their like tents on the side of the wall climbing this route, and I was like, whatever that is, I'm fucking doing that.
I'm going.
And then
I'm in.
from there you had to fucking watch the rest of the film, joined the climbing gym like straight away, and then from then just fucking built on from there and just got completely hooked on it.
It's a bizarre way of picking up a hobby, isn't it?
Yeah.
Watching it.
I'd rate
Actually,
it.
is it though? Watching a film or something, I've been like, that's lethal. I'm going to do that.
That particular film was released in like 2014, And since that film was released, there's been like a massive boom
Rise
in the States with like climbing gyms coming out. People like join the climbing gym, etc., etc. So yeah, that's like
climbing
It's like yeah. It's like Drive to Survive, isn't it? Everyone loves
never watched
Formula
it.
One.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
watched it, but everyone loves
Yeah.
Formula One now because
Yeah.
that came out. Obviously, people did prior, but there's definitely a lot more people
These
that
are
are
all
bandwagoning.
these are all
a little bit.
bandwagons.
There's a
all
lot
the
of
time.
bandwagons going on now, but it does probably get a lot of people to stick. Not everyone, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, what you've got a conventional gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on in a climbing gym? How does one start in a
Um,
climbing gym?
So the one I go to, there's two types of climbing. So there's bouldering, which is where you don't need ropes. You're just doing like boulder problems that are like 4 or 5 meters off the ground. So that's like super accessible. You just need like shoes, a chalk bag. So you can just walk in, do like an induction where they just like explain it to you, some safety stuff, and you can just go off on your own.
Nice.
And then, so the gym I go to, there's 2 floors of that. And then there's also like a big floor, or just like the floors joined together. And there's a big climbing wall, which is all ropes. So yeah, in the gym, you've bouldering floors, the big walls for ropes. And then there's like also a training room at climbing specific training stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, it's not like a conventional gym.
That's
a lot
mad.
of climbing holds, a lot of different like indoor routes on plastic holds, and then yeah, like small training room for specific stuff.
In conventional gyms, let's say for example, like I don't know, your average gym that you purchase a membership for, are you doing training sessions that will aid your climbing now compared to just like going in and doing like compound lifts, for example?
I do now. I think most people who climb inside just like climb inside for the fun of it, just as a way to stay fit. And like some people don't even climb outside. But yeah, when I train now, or when I go to the gym, it's like training for climbing. But still, I'll do like only one day of specific climbing stuff, like training fingers, training like pulling muscles, antagonist work. But still, most of my climbing is just like climbing indoors. It's just a bit like structured, geared towards certain things,
Mhm.
but still just trying to climb.
I think I asked you this as well when you're over in the gaff the other day. So when you go, like you were saying, you go to an actual gym, obviously the motions of climbing, for example, specific to a footballer. Do you know when Michael Jordan transitioned from a basketballer to a baseballer, and how his gym training completely changed because it's whole different motions, you're working different muscle groups. Like, well, what type of exercises are you doing? And number one, where do you find these exercises? Like, do you just make it up, or is there a very clear program in the culture where like you have to be working these types of muscle groups and pulls or whatever?
So like now there's a lot of shit online about training. I get most of mine probably like YouTube, podcasts are really good for them, and then just like some bits on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's like so much shit online. If you just like follow the right pages, watch the right channels, read the right articles, whatever. In terms of training, like now, yeah, what I do now for finger strength is we have like a hangboard, it's called. It's like a wooden board with different edges carved into it, and they're different sizes. And then you just like hang from those edges doing different protocols. That trains your finger strength. It's for hanging on. Other things I do is like pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, pulling up and like locking off is like a particular climbing move. Other than that, I actually don't do that much. You can get like a lot more complicated and stuff, but I think it's a bit unnecessary. Another thing I've started recently is like there's this, it's called like board training. So there's this thing called a moon board, which is like this 45-degree overhanging like board, just like a small wall. It's probably like 4 or 5 meters wide and maybe like 4 meters high, and it has like all different types of holds on it, and you link it up to an app, and people have like uploaded routes on different grades on the app, and then you can like sync that up with your phone. The problems come up, and then you can like set different training sessions for yourself, which is like really good for training.
Let's go.
That's cool. That's very cool.
It's super good. And you can like, people put up videos of them doing different problems, and you can look what people are doing and then try it out yourself. So that's like a good training tool I've started recently as well. That would be in the training room, in the gym as well.
Cool question. Because you said before you started, you kind of thought of it as either people doing it in the gym or like people doing it where like they could fall and die. Like, so what is a typical outdoor rock climb excursion? Like, is it climbing verticals? Is it like and to what level is it dangerous? I suppose is probably the way I'm trying to get at.
I mean, there's so much shit like I could go into. There's so much different types of climbing. I mean, yeah, for the most basic one is bouldering, where if we're just specifically talking about outside, it's literally like a big boulder. That is typically like 5 meters high, sometimes higher, and there's just like a sequence of holes up it, and you just have to figure out the problem to get to the top. You know, all you need is shoes, chalk bag, and then mats to protect yourself in case you fall.
I was going to say, yeah, so
there's no ropes involved.
There's stuff at the end, in case you fall. Like,
so you like carry your mats into the crag, and then you like arrange them on the ground in case you fall. And that's bouldering. It's like the most basic form. And then
obviously 5 meters isn't that substantial. Like it's tall, but it's not massively tall.
But bouldering is probably where the most injuries happen compared to roped climbing, because like all the gear, all the technicalities that go into rope climbing, like the gear you carry, the protection you're placing, the ropes itself, the like devices you're using to catch falls, everything is just set up to like make sure you don't get injured if you fall. So that when done properly is completely safe. And then types of like rope climbing, I think generally like the easier routes are sort of slabby, where that would be like the angle and you climb up this side. Then it kind of gets into vertical, and then you can get harder stuff like overhanging. But it's like there's just fucking everything, like, and then you can get in you get into like alpine climbing and different types of alpine climbing, and then like high altitude mountaineering, which is like the Himalayas, and it's just fucking endless stuff. Like ice climbing just doesn't stop. There's soloing, rope soloing, where you're climbing yourself with a rope, aid climbing, is just fucking, there's anything and everything. Like,
you were getting more American by the minute. This is mental. Who's the Yank?
So if we were to dip back into what you said at the start, Morgan, about, and what you said, Gary, rock climbing and the pursuit of this new hobby was something that you wanted to develop at the same time whilst traveling the world. So with the last, I think it's 10 months you've been away, even longer maybe?
A year nearly.
Is it nearly 12 months?
Yeah.
It'd be, I think there's a lot of cool stories and a lot of ways that we could go about this, but I think a nice way to go about it would be to start from the start to where you landed, and then where you ended up on the last few days of this excursion. But kicking us off in the USA to start.
Yeah. So the plan originally was to go to Asia, start off. I had planned to go to Nepal first in May, which I think actually flights booked, and I didn't go on them. I like skipped them. But I booked them like fucking 7 months beforehand, just like getting anxious. I was like, had to book something. But then I started climbing, and then I decided that I didn't want to just go traveling. I wanted to like keep climbing since I just started and keep the momentum going. So then, looked at the J1, Colorado lined up like straight away because there's serious climbing there. And then, I decided to go to Boulder, Colorado for the J1, which is like a town north of Denver. It's like by the Rockies, super like famous for climbing, like loads of climbers there. And that's where I just started off in J1, working in a coffee shop, climbing like 3, 4, 5 days a week, as much as I could. And then I was out there for the summer. And then where I finished was in south of Thailand. So I was in like Tonsai, Riley, which is a super popular climbing area as well. And then we were in a few other places around south of Thailand as well.
Hey everybody, sorry for disrupting the podcast. We get hundreds of questions a month about how to join our on-pitch training sessions. The easiest way to do it is to download the Training121 app. If you're on Android or on Apple, all you need to do is search Training121 and you'll be able to download and create your account from there. So, when we're in Boulder in Colorado, you went over by yourself on a J1, which is something that I think a lot of people intuitively want to do when they're traveling, but use the protection of a friend group or let's say family when they are traveling. Talk us through a couple of ways on how you had to navigate, let's say even simple things like your location in the house, how to find work, finding new travel routes, etc., etc. The small medial problems and challenges that would be faced even in an English-speaking country.
Yeah, I think when people go into J1, they always stick to Irish spots like Chicago, Boston, San Diego, and it's New York as well. And it's just literally Irish people. And they go over with Irish people. They're able to get houses because there's Irish people there. They can get jobs with Irish links and stuff. So to get, I think my main two things were accommodation and a job. Because usually when you go on a J1, you can like look through like a job pool as well. The company, whoever you like, or agency, whoever you like, go over in a J1 with, they'll like let you into a job pool and see all these like jobs for J1 people, etc. But like Boulder had like none of those because like no one goes to Boulder. So I think there was maybe like one position in Denver, which is like 40 minutes near Boulder, but it's like not ideal for if you want to stay in Boulder. So I had to do everything myself. So for a job, I had like a CV and a cover letter. CV was like sort of, I kind of made it so it was like sort of like an American resume, like set up in all their language and stuff. And then I had a cover letter as well, because I felt like since they probably don't get a lot of people on a J1, I had to explain myself a bit. So I literally do like a template for the cover letter and just like copy and paste the company's name that I was applying to. And I just go into Indeed and like just save all these jobs and do like 10 a day, just send like my CV and cover letter to like all these different companies. And I only got one interview out of like, I must have done like fucking over 100. And the one fucking place I got, Todd was the name of the manager. He's like, oh yeah, if you still want to work or something, hit us back up in April. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. So I was like nervous coming into April because like it wasn't official. But then I texted him and he fucking sorted me out.
Nice.
Yeah. And then for accommodation, that was the same. Boulder's like super expensive for accommodation. It's like, I think it's similar to like Minute Dublin, like $900 minimum. So that was just like randomly looking on these like apartment listing sites and stuff. And then I think I had an interview or something. I just like rang this couple who were renting out their room. When they found out I was Irish, they like cancelled all their other meetings and gave me the room straight away. So that was super handy because again, I don't know what I would have done without that. I could have been stuck in like a college student gaff or something, which would have been disaster.
That'd be a nightmare,
super
man.
messy.
That'd be a nightmare.
Yeah,
it would ruin everything. It'd ruin everything.
Yeah.
Although most young people going over, I suppose, would kind of fancy that lifestyle.
Well,
it depends what you're going for. What's your outcome when you go away? You know, that's kind of what you were thinking.
Yeah, and in Boulder, it's like super rich kids, like all these like trust fund kids and stuff. You'd like walk through the college. You'd walk through like the college neighborhood. It's like a college gaff, and it's just fucking a kip, just litter everywhere, and these like Porsche Jeeps outside and fucking scooters and stuff. Like hilarious.
That's mad.
Yeah,
that's mad. Bizarre. I had a question.
I was going to say, surely you need to move to the hitchhiking parts.
The hitchhiking, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, let's get to that. First of all, never have the neck to do it. Would you do it? Hitchhike?
Hitchhike?
Yeah.
Not
would you?
in years.
Absolutely.
You would do it?
100 million. If I had to, I'd grovel.
What's grovel?
What?
Drop
Yeah.
the ego and get in the car.
What's
boys.
grovel?
Let's go.
No, it's
Grovel.
the fear for me, man.
Like grovel. Like if I had to do it, I'd do it. Like what do I have to travel? Like hundreds of kilometers,
Like Dublin to Galway.
and I've no other way of getting there.
Yeah.
Bar walking.
Sure, there's a transport of some
But the
sort.
push came to shove. Tim chose to hitchhike around.
Oh.
This was a decision.
Yeah.
Oh. I think you were saying, would you do it?
No, but just in general, like you were very responsive to it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's good to see some people.
Unless I was.
Now, if someone pulled up in the
Dead.
dodgiest looking mobile and looked like the dodgiest looking person, I would just be like, "You're right. I'm gonna walk." I think have I?
Hitchhiked.
Yeah, in a different country.
Oh, not a chance, man.
I think I might.
Did you
have.
do it
forget.
in? Did you do it in?
I feel
Remember
like-
somewhere at the end of COVID. Did you do any of that crack?
You were Interrail, weren't you?
I feel like it was in like Greece or something.
Or the
I've
start
already
of COVID, I think. Do you remember you got like stranded and fucking?
Yeah, it was just before the
Serbia or
flights were
something?
cancelled. That photo of you
done.
with the
Oh
COVID-19.
wow,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. No, I actually did get a taxi. To be fair, can't convince him the drivers across the border that was not letting people back into the country. Mental.
Well
Mental.
navigated.
But that was actually officially a taxi. I feel like when I was into around, I definitely just got in somebody's car to get a lift somewhere.
It's mad. So you voluntarily made this decision.
Yeah.
Why?
I think
Cheaper, I presume, is it? You're obviously not paying them, like.
cheaper, yeah. I mean, that was like a small reason, I think, because like America's expensive. But similar to why I started climbing as well, I was like looking for some sort of adventure. I mean, that's probably the main reason I climb is like looking for some sort of an adventure. And when I remember like being like 6 or 8 weeks into Colorado, I was like, that was fairly fucking easy to just like move over like on your own. I was like, it was easy to find accommodation. Well, yeah, relatively easy to find like accommodation, job, set up, make friends, climb, etc. I was like, that was grand. It was a bit easy. So I was like, okay, I need some sort of fucking like adventure to keep me going.
So you were seeking thrill.
Yeah. So I came up with that idea. And yeah, I think I remember watching one YouTube video of someone hitchhiking across the States, and like that'd be a good idea too someday. So it was just like in the back of my head, I think. Just to fucking like, yeah, just to try it.
So I remember you texted me after one of them. And you're like, this fella's drinking cans, and you gave you a can. He was drinking.
Yeah.
Was he?
That was the second one. That was
What?
Yeah, so that was the first day. So I was leaving Boulder. I was going up to Estes Park, which is where the national park is. I was shitting myself the first time. I was fucking hell. I was just had my big fucking bag and just like plonked myself by the road and like went to stick out the thumb. I think I had a sign as well.
The sign say what to
It
say.
was just at Estes Park, the location.
Okay,
I had
okay.
another one that said "Pick me up, I'm Irish." It fucking worked. Yeah, I fucking shit my pants. And some fella drove past me, went up, did a like U-turn, and came back and picked me up.
That's one I'd be running from.
yeah, that's dangerous.
But,
People
um,
who think about it and come back for you.
Yeah, but he used to be like a ski bum or something. I can't remember his name. But he dropped me halfway in a place called Lyons. And then I was walking out on the road towards Estes, and I hadn't even started hitchhiking, but this fucking big Jeep pulls in. He was like, "You need a ride?" I was like, "Yeah, get in." So I just get in the back. There's like this fucking 2 Alsatians in the back. One is called like Luna or something. The fellow up front, I think, was smoking a joint as he was driving. And then your man beside him, Brian, was like drinking cans. And he's like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "Estes." I'm like, "Cool, I'll give you a lift." And he like opens the cooler in the back, gives me like 2 cans, and we were just drinking. And they were fucking super nice. They're like, told me where to get food and stuff. Your man gave me his number in case I needed somewhere to stay or something, in case I got lost and stuff.
That's just crazy that these people exist.
Yeah,
That's proper
fucking, it was, but
Apart from putting your life at risk, it
But
was
do you
great.
think how
Yeah.
many people, them
Yeah.
people who've given the hitchhike lifts to, if they've done that for 20 years, the amount of different people you meet, like, it's kind of cool when you think about it. It's what life's about, man.
Yeah.
Meeting the Irish people.
See, I'm just all risk. I'm thinking if I pick someone up, he or she is going to stab me at some stage.
But they're probably thinking the same thing, like, or
I might.
like people getting in as well.
Yeah.
Like another
Yeah.
guy, Sam. he picked me up from Estes to go near Boulder. And he still has my pick me up on Irish sign. He kept it. I didn't know he kept it. I put up like an Instagram post or something. He commented and he says, I have the sign waiting for you. And his like girlfriend or something, he was hilarious because I was the same thing. I was just walking and he just pulls in and he's like, I didn't even start hitchhiking. He's like, "John Lift." I was like, "Yeah." So then we drove down. We like got on super well straight away. Went to get food in a place called The Roost because it was the same as the pub at home.
Oh well.
And then he kept the sign and he wanted to bring me back to his gaff, but his girlfriend wouldn't let me in because she thought I might be a serial killer or something.
Fair enough.
That was a point. Yeah, that was a good one.
She knows what's going on. She's got a clear plan.
Yeah.
She's very aware.
Imagine like going to a fellas come, do not bring him in. He's a serial killer, but like he's with him.
Yeah.
We have the door and everything.
No, he was ringing her on the way back.
Ah, okay.
I've got Tim with me. Tim's
Yeah.
coming home.
It's like, do not bring this guy home. And so Colorado is northwest, is that correct?
No, it's west. So you have like California, Nevada, Utah, and then Colorado's in the middle.
The way he just went, no.
But then it's west though. And California
I
is
mean,
like
it's in the
southwest.
west, like what America's west is considered. But like the Rockies run down like the middle, like down the middle of the
Oh,
continent.
yeah.
Okay.
And Colorado, like
So you
center left.
you get your first vehicle on the hitchhiking in Colorado.
Yeah.
Where did this venture take you?
I only stayed in Colorado. I did like 5 days.
Okay.
And then went back and then flew across to San Francisco.
Was there any climbing in San Francisco?
I mean, yeah, in California there's loads. But I didn't climb on that trip. I was just driving around trying to like see all the climbing areas I'd heard of.
Okay.
Like Yosemite, Moab in Utah, Zion in Utah as well. And just like I was just hiking around and sleeping in the car.
Did you rent the car?
Yeah, I rented the car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Moab is where the 240 240 mile
Moab
races.
240.
Yeah,
it's
Moab
in the
240.
desert. It's
Yeah.
class area.
Is it
Yeah, it's super cool. I went kayaking there, whitewater kayaking.
whitewater kayaking?
Mm-hmm.
That's rapid,
It was
isn't it?
it was like very mellow though. The river wasn't super like
On a mad one.
yeah.
Summer, no? Is that why?
So I think it was because actually it was something to do with the weather. I can't remember. I don't know if it was like drought related, but yeah, I can't remember.
Nice. So you have America, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have that portion. You go towards Asia. Different life, surely.
Mm.
What are the main differences? Obviously, you've traveled to both. You were in Boulder for how long? What was the duration?
3.5 months.
3.5 months, right? Then Asia was how long?
7 months.
Right. It's quite a long time.
Mhm.
What is the main differences between the two? And here, maybe comparison to
Western
here's
culture compared to Asian
Asian
culture.
culture, yeah.
Price, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean,
The cost of
you
living.
could pick out everything nearly, like, and find some sort of differences. Yeah, cost of living, price is just like outrageously cheap.
What's the like culture like? As in, what are the people like, personality wise?
If you compare them to America, I mean, I found Americans just as friendly as anyone I met in Asia. In Asia, maybe like the people are super nice, of course, but it's hard to communicate with them because they can't speak English, which is in Nepal in particular. I wasn't like the people were also super cool, but they could all speak English, so you could like communicate them in English. But they were like just as friendly and as nice and like ready to help you out as like the Americans would. I thought the Americans like super cool and super friendly as well. Yeah, I mean differences. The traffic is just outrageous, crazy. The roads are ridiculous. Standard of living is poor, but not like it's not at a state where you'd like look and see there's loads of poverty around and see like unhappy people. Everyone seems like pretty content. And it's maybe like what you would see compared to America is like less homeless people. You didn't see any of that in like Asia at all. But like out west in the States, there's fucking every like town or city you went to, there was like a lot of like homeless people, like big homeless community. Yeah, I don't know, just
Food good in Asia. We were saying this the other day. You've got a wide palate, so you'd probably like a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But was it nice?
Lots of like, yeah, I was just super healthy. I mean, loads of fruit, like fried rice, fried vegetables, fruit. Yeah, fruit is super cheap. Fried noodles. I mean, just loads of vegetables and fruit.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
To me.
How do you pick up accommodation in a place like Asia, especially if you're jumping between like Thailand, Nepal, Vietnam, for example? These are all places that you visited. Where do you find accommodation?
I just use booking.com.
Really?
There's hostels everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you
I'd
want
say they're so cheap, aren't they?
yeah, like €4 or €5 a night.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I tried to book a hotel for this weekend. 400 quid was going to cost for one night.
Oh no, Ireland.
Nonsense.
For like, you're better off flying to another country, staying 2 nights, and coming back.
400 quid, like.
Mm.
And you probably spend just about the same amount or less on accommodation, flights, and
And a
your
week.
trip over there.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. You went to a wedding in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting to hear.
Yeah, so that was in Sapa, I think it was. Yeah, it was Sapa. So I was doing like a homestay. So it was literally like, I think I must have read somewhere like that. That's like a sort of thing to do there. So I was on booking.com. Again, just looked up homestay, booked that.
A what?
A homestay. So you like go and stay in someone's house, like a family's home,
Oh.
rather than like a hostel.
Yeah.
And then I arrived there that morning, like 11 or something. You like meet it was just the mother and a few kids and loads of like puppies. So like you meet the mother, she like, I don't know, welcomes you in, etc., etc. And then she's like, oh, I'm going to a wedding or something. Do you want to come? I was like, yeah, sure, may as well. So we like went down through the fields. I was like slipping through the mud because fucking we're just in, like, it's just super muddy fields, and she was like flying down, and I was like slipping, trying to keep up behind her.
So you're going to a wedding
Yeah,
through fields.
it's like rice fields. Like it's literally like
Yeah,
a
paddy
village.
fields.
Yeah, like paddy fields, and the village is like all like at the bottom of the valley, and then houses going up through the paddy fields, and like yeah, the village is just like
He should have hitchhiked to the wedding.
But I mean, you're going to a wedding. What's the attire here that she's wearing?
What
Going
runners
through
do you
a
have
field.
on?
Sure, like
muddy shoes.
just her, I don't know, like sort of like tribal village dress that they just wear all the time.
Did they give you one?
No.
That would have been lethal.
The neck of them.
Part of the crew, part of the ship.
But it was just like, it was a wedding, but it was just, they had, it was just everyone in the house as like having like a celebration. There was no like crazy wedding dresses and like big sort of like wedding tents and stuff. It was
Speeches
just like,
or anything? Was there speeches?
not that I heard. It was just like everyone coming over to the gaff and having a big celebration. And yeah, they had like loads of food going around. I can't remember what food they had. I think there was buffalo or like water buffalo.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then yeah, happy water, which is like it's like their version of poutine, like 90%. So that was
Happy
going around.
water.
Yeah, and everyone's trying to drink with me because I was the only white person there. Everyone else was just from the village. The lads were all fucking destroyed as well. They were like falling over the tables and couldn't
drunk.
stand and stuff. Yeah, they all had to be like brought home.
What age are they? These lads.
Probably 40s, 50s, 60s. This is like before 12 o'clock. This is like 10, 11 in the morning. Yeah.
In the morning?
Yeah. They finished, the whole thing finished before like 1 o'clock. It started at like 8 in the morning or something.
Okay. That spins
do you
a
know
whole
actually
new
it was
way.
actually because I think they don't want people driving home on the bikes when it's dark, because like they're fucking like the lads driving home, they're fucking like pissed, and of course you're in a fucking like motorbike on these like tiny roads that are like 2 meters wide, fucking trucks coming down like just taking up the whole road, bikes like flying everywhere in the dark. There's no lights like lighting up the road or anything.
That is
So,
mental.
yeah,
1 p.m. Out just go.
Yeah, there was I think one of the kids in the gaff, her dad had died driving home drunk or something. In the
Wow.
bike. Yeah. Or maybe both her parents, but like a lot of that shit.
Must
like,
just be
going on.
common over there.
Yeah.
What they do it.
Oh yeah, just driving home when you're drunk.
Well,
Yeah. But like some of the roads there are just horrendous.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
no lighting, no nothing.
We'll pull up this photo. We have a screenshot of it. I'll find it on Facebook anyway. Can you give context to that story? For those watching, you'll see an image of it pop up here. But go on, give a general overall context
so
to
that,
this.
Yeah, that was just renting my first. Yeah, I was renting the bike for the first time, and yeah, I just gone down to your man, who like rented out the bikes. Was talking to him, sorting that out, and then some random fella, whose neighbor, comes down. He's just like pissed. Again, it's like 12 o'clock.
It's probably coming from a wedding.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know, he just fucking comes over and starts trying to talk to me, but like he can't speak English, and taking selfies and fucking, yeah, he has the filter on, and he throws up the photo, fucking keeps asking me, do I want like ecstasy and ketamine and all this. Just like,
What was his name again?
Long.
oh my.
Long. Oh.
Yeah, it's
What
just
was the
fucking,
caption? Well, obviously, people will read
like,
it.
welcome Tim CTFC Barry to Vietnam. I will take you out for ecstasy tonight.
Here I am working at the laptop. I open my phone, Facebook messages, and I see this thing. He's tagged from Long. I give you ecstasy. Oh, anyway, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Such a funny photo as well. You look so confused in the photo. You look
It's the
smiling, but you look
filter he puts on.
so strange. The whole setting is so weird.
But I mean, that wasn't like a big thing. It was just kind of
It was funny.
something like
though.
that happens
It was
all the
funny.
time.
Though. It was
Yeah,
funny.
it's funny.
You went from Vietnam to Thailand, is that correct?
No, it's Lao.
To Laos.
Yeah.
Where's Laos?
It's in between Thailand, Vietnam, and China.
Oh, okay. Is it a country?
Yeah,
Laos. I've never
pretty
heard.
big. Laos, Laos.
Oh,
I think I say it wrong. I always say Lao, but I don't know if it's Lao or Laos.
Laos. Yeah, it rings a bell when you spell it out.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Was there any? So, if I'm not mistaken, from Vietnam to Laos to Thailand.
No, to Nepal and then to Thailand. I passed through Thailand. Like I go through Bangkok just for like transiting.
Okay.
Go like when I went to Laos, flew to Bangkok and got the bus out to Laos, but I never spent more than like a few days
Okay.
in Thailand.
And the first three, if I'm not mistaken, were primarily just to see Asia. There wasn't a lot of climbing excursions until you got to Thailand in your own
In Laos.
Sorry, into your own little remote village.
Yeah. So I was in Vietnam traveling for the first 3 weeks. And then I was just up north, and then I had a plan to like go down south because I had like 10 days left on the visa and like kind of go to these places that you're supposed to go to. And then I was getting sick of just the fucking all the buses and moving around and shit and not climbing. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to go cut this short and just go to Laos and go climbing. So yeah, we went to the climbing camp, Green Climbers Home, which is in Laos. And then was supposed to stay there for a month, and then I like stayed there for 3 months.
Wow.
Ended up staying there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what's that? 25-8 climbing?
Say again?
Is that just 25-8 climbing?
Oh, yeah, pretty much. I mean, you've a fair amount of rest days, to be fair, as well, because you don't want to get injured. But yeah, everything is just climbing. Everything revolves around climbing there.
What are you laughing at?
King or peak. Peak.
When you said 25-8, I'm just laughing.
It's just 25-8. How's that so funny?
I've never heard someone say that before.
Have you not?
No. 24/7.
25-8 is like what you say for more than 24/7.
I get it. I do get it, but you just said it as if everyone would know what it is.
I knew what you're talking about, yeah.
I know, yeah, but yeah, I just kind
Did you get it, Gary? No. Did you not?
I've never
I
heard
thought
somebody
you were
say that.
making up some type of climbing, Like, since I hadn't heard of.
Have you never heard me
No.
say 25-8 before? Wow. Jesus.
24/7. Yeah.
At least you knew more.
It's because you're brothers.
Yeah, it is.
So, when you are in a remote village, primarily with people who are like-minded who want to climb 24/7, how do you go about the daily tasks of getting food, managing cooking, and what sort of relationships did you bond with these other people?
I mean, logistics, everything is done for you. Like, it's a hostel pretty much.
Okay.
I think that's what it's like branded as, but it's kind of more like a camp a bit. You have bungalows, you have 2 different camps, and then like in each camp there's like a bungalows, tent area, etc. So there's like a restaurant as well in the center of the camp, which is kind of like a common room as well. It's where everyone hangs out. So all your food is breakfast, lunch, dinner times. They're all done in the restaurant. They have showers set up. They have, you sleep in the bungalow, sleep in the tent. Everything is like done through the restaurant. And like the volunteers there, who would be like me volunteering, or there's like the owners who run each camp as well. So it's kind of like just staying in a hostel.
Mm-hmm.
And then in terms of like relationships, you're kind of, some people will kind of just go to the camp and stay for like a few days, a week, 2 weeks or whatever, because maybe that's holiday dependent and stuff. But some are there for like there's another guy who's Irish. He was there for like 4 months, same time as me. Other people there for like 2 months. Volunteers would always be there for at least 2 months. So that's sort of like grew, or those types of people who were staying for like a month or more, you would sort of get to know better, grow closer to, and you'd be like climbing with them a lot. And then, I mean, what I took, or one of the biggest things I took, was just getting ideas from all these people about how they like implement climbing into their lifestyle. It's like some people work 3 months, 6 months on a year, and then take 6 months off a year, like save up and then go. Like people live in vans and climb on the roads. People have like set up like remote working jobs for themselves, and that allows them to like travel and climb. So yeah, one of the biggest things I got was just so many ideas from different types of people. And how they were, what their lifestyles were.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems to be a hobby that really takes over your life. I wouldn't say takes over, but definitely aids it.
I wouldn't consider it a hobby. I think it's more of a lifestyle than like a hobby. It's like, it's not a hobby, it's not a sport. It's maybe like, they call it like an outdoor activity, but it's more like a lifestyle. It just takes priority over everything. Everything's like, you like try structure your life around climbing, just getting outside and being part of the community as well. It's just like, complete takes over.
I can't think of anything better.
I'd rather not get my fingers cut open and all. Be honest. Do you have any cuts or anything?
Not gonna lie, I hate things like that in my hand.
I feel
it's like kind of,
I would be
it's
horrific
not
at
bad, but if I don't have cuts on my hand, that's a bad thing.
you're not doing right.
You're not climbing enough.
Have you got any injuries yet?
No. I got some. Sometimes if I don't climb for a while and I go straight back into climbing, I can get some tendonitis in my elbow, which flares up.
That's fair enough.
But that might go
No
away.
impact injuries or anything.
No.
Cool, no.
You
Don't fall off or something, no.
Just
I've
smack your
fallen
head
loads of
off.
times. I took one big fall, like 7 meters, but there's no injuries because it's safe. But no, never any bad injuries.
Good.
So far.
You're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Thus far. Thus far.
In the camp, a lot of people, well, not a lot, but there's a few people like broke their legs, dislocated knees, broke their ankles, and would just pick up like other random injuries as well. Yeah.
Couldn't think of anything worse. Like, imagine falling from somewhere. Just
Yeah.
like, I've always pictured it. But like, that it can happen very easily at something like that, especially which one's that, bouldering?
No, that'll be on ropes.
Oh,
But
ropes.
that's more happening because like there's too much rope out. That when they fall, they do hit something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like, but they're still on the
that's
rock
back rope.
per
Yeah,
se.
that's
Yeah.
more like
Oh, Jesus. And then
technical
you're just
thing.
hanging up there,
yeah,
chilling,
yeah,
trying to get down with a broken ankle.
yeah.
Oh my God. That's
It's
much
like
worse.
Get in the van and drive to Thailand or something.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, ditch that.
That's crazy stuff. Oh, I actually meant to say as well. So even just to wrap it up, Tim, you and your dad met at the base of Mount Everest.
No, we met in Kathmandu and walked to the base.
Oh, how long was that?
We were there for, I think we were out in the trail for 16 or 17 days.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. You're walking for 17 days
Yeah.
and just like camping under the sun or the starlights.
No, you'd stay in tea houses along the way. So along the routes, there's like tea houses run by like the locals, and that's where you like stay and get your food.
Sorry, where'd you walk from?
Place called Lukla. And then we went to base camp, and then
How high up is the base camp?
5.3 something. The highest we got to was 5.545.
5,545 meters.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What height is Everest?
8848.
8848.
Yeah.
Jeez, so you got a good bit up.
Yeah, it was pretty high.
That's mad.
It was pretty
high.
good,
It's like
yeah.
halfway.
Yeah, well,
Holy shit.
I mean, that's just the base camp though. So like the actual climbing
easy
starts
part.
after that.
So to speak.
Yeah.
Just takes you what, 16 days of walking? Look
Well,
at
no,
Morgan over there. Morgan wouldn't
we were
hike
on the
that.
trail for 17 days. I think to base camp it took us like 7 or 8. No, it didn't. To get to base camp, it was like 5 or 6, and it would take you less, but you had to like go slower because of acclimatization. But just the whole trail we did, because we went to the base camp, then we came down and went across the pass, and then to another like viewpoint, and then came down. So the whole thing took like 16, 17.
Would you ever do it fully?
No.
Why?
Maybe from the north side. It's a bit of a shit show, to be honest. It's just like now it's, first of all, it's too crowded. So
I couldn't imagine. That's huge. Imagine climbing trying to get the top.
but like when you do climb it, you're going up one route. So
And everybody's there. Yeah.
So
Okay, I hear
so
you.
from the top to probably to base camp, they set up fixed ropes. So there's literally ropes going down the whole path, and you just clip into the ropes and go up. But you
Okay.
have now like so usually there's like a 3 or 4 day window or something in May where the jet stream on the summit kind of like calms down and the winds stop, which allows people to summit, otherwise it's too windy. So yeah, you get this like 3-4 day window a year, and everyone tries to like summit in that period. So you've like 500 plus people trying to get to the top on one day, and it's just this
Total
fucking
wipeout.
traffic jam, fucking like just
Imagine getting there. You're doing your 9 to 5. You're stuck in traffic every day, and you're like, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go climb Everest.
yeah.
Be a free spirit, and you're stuck in traffic.
You read one article and you're like, this is the window. This is the slipstream. I'm
No
gonna
one
go
knows
then.
about it.
Knowing that you go
It's
up.
on the internet.
God damn it! Just
I'm in
hundreds of
traffic.
people. Oh, what a disaster.
Mhm.
So that's mainly why. Traffic.
Well, not just that, but like it's turned into an area where it's just like people who aren't climbers. There's rich people just paying these guides to like carry their fucking hand up the mountain. Like Sherpas carry all their gear. Everyone's on oxygen. Fixed ropes are going up the whole way. There's no actual climbing involved. You just like walk up the mountain pretty much, and the guides hold your hand.
That's no crack.
It's just a bit of a fucking it's just a bit of a shit show, really. And a lot of mountains are starting to become like that, like 8,000ers. So I just have no interest in doing that. If I was going to do something like that, I'd like to do it like self-supported, or like with a group, where it's like a proper adventure. It's not like people holding your hand. and you're
T121
just paying
adventure.
up.
T121 to Mount Everest.
Yeah, you wouldn't see me up the sugar loaf, son. Best of luck.
We can start there. Right?
It's where it starts.
Beautiful.
Is that a Fetty Wap? You like that one, did you? Here, you can see me here, 365, 25A. I'll be here, bro. 366.
Tim, that was a pleasure, sir.
Legend.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Let's go crack.
Thanks everyone for watching, listening.
Goodbye now.
Have a lovely day or evening or morning, depending on where you are, what you're doing. Yeah.
Like, follow, subscribe.